welcome back to day 14 of Witchtober. So these are the tips that I would say to start being a witch. You've decided you want to be a witch. Where do you go from there? And this is just some of the things that I would suggest. So as I was taking notes for this, because obviously I take some notes for these videos, and the big thing that came up for me was that I found myself constantly going back to the same thing over and over again. And it was like all of the points that I had made still came back. And so the notes I initially had was to research, and yes, that's a good place to start. Read a lot. At least challenge yourself. If you're not going to be psychotic like me and read like 200 books a year, at least 150 of those being witchcraft books in 1 year. I know, yeah, that's how many I've read this year alone. I've read 166 books this year, but 150 of them have been witchy. So, to give you context, there's a lot out there. And that's not even a fraction of what's available. And so, you know, I encourage you to at least challenge yourself to read 10 witchcraft books, even 12 witchcraft books in a year, a book a month. Read at least one witchcraft book a month. You can do it, break it up, do a chapter a day, a week, whatever, but get through these books. I think that's a big part because you need to research, you need to see other people's opinions, what they suggest, and get a variety of different authors and opinions. You know, some good ones to start with are obviously the classics. Silver Ravenwolf, Raymond Buckland, Scott Cunningham. Those are three kind of old school authors that are really good to start with, and then branch out into more modern. Deborah Blake, Lisa Chamberlain, Christopher Penczak, also really good. And I mentioned this earlier, read some history books, read Triumph of the Moon. Oh my god, it's amazing. Read some books. 2 is to start a meditation practice, because you need to learn how to discipline your mind, and meditation has so many benefits. It's good for everybody. Just start. There's so many guided ones that you can do online, that just find whatever works for you. Start at 5-10 minutes and just start meditating, because getting control over your mind is like a huge part of witchcraft. Number 3, go outside and experience the seasons, which is one of our really, really big things is nature. And so go outside, experience nature, go for nature walks, go just have the sun on your skin, just go outside, experience the seasons, how it is in your area of the world. 4, start doing some form of an offering to whatever. You want to start with the elements, give them offerings. Burn incense in honor of air. Burn a candle for fire. Pour some liquid out for water. Do some like plant something, you know, grow something in honor of earth, or leave like compost stuff, you know, sprinkle your coffee grounds out in the garden to nourish the ground, whatever. Like, do something and, you know, create something in honor of spirit, you know, whatever. Do some kind of an offering, or if you want to do a particular deity, same thing applies, but start doing some form of an offering to start building that relationship and that connection. And then really it all came down to the same thing. If you couldn't see the theme, if you're new, welcome. May I introduce you to the goals of all of us, and especially me. This is, I think, my tenets of life. I just didn't realize how much it actually applies. The 13 goals of a witch. What are the 13 goals, might you ask? Don't worry, I googled an image to make sure I got them in order and correct. So, I have it over there. I just can't read it. It's half wood burned. I just never finished it, and it just hangs on the wall as like this reminder of like, it's an in progress situation. Cause it's like half done, literally, so it's fine. Anyways, here we are. The first one, know yourself. I think that doesn't get enough credit for all of the things that encompasses. Know yourself, therapy, diet, like know how you organize, know any mental illnesses you have to deal with, know how you handle conflict, know how you handle stress, know how you handle joy, know how you just function, know your fashion style, know your finances, know everything that you possibly can about yourself. Know you. And that's an ongoing mission. You change, so that's a constant project. It never ends. Because like the me that started witchcraft 15 years ago is not the same person that I am now. I'm a drastically different person. 2, know your craft. Does that sound familiar? Did I not just tell you to do research? Yep. Also, I feel like know your craft also means to know your specific craft. And I'm a firm believer that spirituality is unique to the person. You don't need to have people believe the same thing as you. As long as you're not really hurting anyone, it doesn't matter. And so I'm super big into UPG. You think that like, I don't know, that Freya is the goddess of lesbians? Sure, it doesn't faze me at all. Or she's the goddess of polyamory or open relationships. I don't care. Like, that's cool. That works for you. That's great. Like, doesn't faze me at all. And there's a lot of things that are UPG. Doesn't really affect my life at all. And pretty much all of us are really big into like not causing harm as just like a general consensus of things. It's better for the world if we try to limit harm to other things. And so, you know, just figure out what your craft is to you. For you, Mabon might be something completely different than what I do and what other witches do, and that's fine. You might not even celebrate it. That's cool. Figure out what your craft is to you. I feel like that's a little bit later. Like, you kind of got to know. You got to learn the rules before you break the rules. Next is learn and grow. Obviously. I mean, that kind of still goes with it, but also like experiment, try things. Like, again, go out in nature, experience it, figure out what it is for your area. The Wheel of the Year does not reflect here in Utah. It's very different, and climate change is making that different-er, because like we are hitting record numbers of heat this time of the year. It was 90 degrees in October. Like, normally it's getting cold. We're in like the 70s. And at night it gets really cold, and it still gets cold at night, but in the daytime it is freaking hot. And you know, some years we've already started to get like snows. And now I don't know if it's gonna even snow by Yule, to be honest, and I'm okay with that. I'm cool if we keep procrastinating that. I'm not a fan of it. But still, it's weird to have a rainy Yule. We've had that a few times. But anyways, learn and grow. See what works. Experiment. Try different things. And, you know, learn from your mistakes and stuff and all of that. That applies to everything in life, though. Learn and grow. Learn about yourself. Learn different things. And continue to become a better person because of that. Apply knowledge with wisdom. I feel like that just goes without saying. You learn stuff, and then it's that thing from D&D. It's like, you know that like a tomato is a fruit, but you know not to put it in a fruit salad. You know, same thing. Achieve balance. I feel like, again, it's one of those that we don't talk about enough, but it really applies to all areas of your life, and it's something to always strive towards. Trying to balance everything is really hard. Work, family, marriage, if you have a partnership of some kind, or a other group of people, you know, whatever your relationship status is. You know, with your extended family, close family, work, cleaning your house, maintaining, you know, a social life, trying to have, you know, the regular maintenance on your house if you own a house, because that's never ending. You know, there's a lot of different things in your life, trying to balance hobbies and, you know, trying to exercise and eat healthy. And like, there's so many parts of your life to maintain balance. That one is also one that is always a work in progress, because life never is just the same. Because it'd be easy to get into a routine, and then life is like, no, why would we have routines? Just throw that to the wind, and you got to learn to rebalance all the time. Then of course, keep your words in good order. Part of witchcraft is how you speak to yourself and all of that. And my camera's gonna die, so I'm gonna leave it here. But basically, the 13 goals of a witch. Do that, and you'll be good. I don't know how long it's gonna have, so I'm just gonna quickly end it. I'll put the full one down below so you can find the full list. I also have it in my book, Path of a Witch, and I describe them all in detail of how I would suggest it. Slight little subtle hint, hint, nudge, nudge by my book. And if you want to support me, patreon.com/nightwillowcrafts. Post every single day, and until next time, blessed be.